If you're a writer, you've probably heard that you should be writing every single day. But what if you're not a writer? What could writing benefit you? I have been writing almost every day for the past 10 years, and sometimes I call it this journaling, but it includes a lot of other type of writing. And people say, nah, that's not for me. I actually don't journal. So in this video, I want to share the benefits of writing every day, of jotting stuff down, and why you should do it, whether you call yourself a writer or not. Hi friends, my name is Mohamed, and I'm a writer, and I have a master's degree in creative writing. And in this channel, I demystify the writing process and talk about tools and habits that make writing joyful. The first benefit is it gives structure to your thoughts. Think about it. If you are, walking around just thinking about an idea or something that you have been worried about for the past few days, and if it is just in your head, then it's just floating. There's no structure to it. It doesn't settle. It's just like pouring water over your hands. You can hold some of it, but eventually it just goes away. Versus if you pour water inside a cup, then it has a structure to it, it has weight, it has a shape, and so you can see it for what it is. This is the same thing. This is what writing does to your thoughts. It gives them structure so that you can see them for what they are, as opposed to them just floating in your head and seeping away when you are busy with the next thing. I mean, think about a time when you had to make a very hard decision, and for some reason you thought about creating a pros and cons list. And if you never have done this, I will encourage you to do this for the next decision that you are making, whether it's a job or a school that you're going to, a partner that you are about to commit towards. If you jot down a pros and cons list, you will see a full view of all the thoughts and doubts and ideas that are floating on your head around that decision, as opposed to just swimming around every single point and countering it inside your head. The second benefit is increasing self-awareness or self-reflection. And there is no better tool out there than writing that gives you that sense of seeing yourself from the outside. Writing about yourself or about your experiences or about your growth and what you used to do and what you are doing now, or something even about habits that you want to stop, it literally gives you a mirror for your own psyche. And it's not only a mirror that you can just see your reflection, it's also a mirror where you can see your blind spots, because when you are journaling or when you are writing, you step away from your personal experience or your point of view of experience, and you see yourself from the outside behaving in the way that you don't otherwise see yourself. So you become less judgy, you become more empathetic. I do this a lot when I have an argument with my wife or with my brother or one of my family members or a dear friend of mine, and this is not for me to prepare for a counter arguments, but it helps me break down what is the core issue, what is the root cause of our contention or our tension, and what is my part, what is the thing that I can own, and what is the part that they should be owning. And it just gives me a clear idea on who is at fault or what is the thing that is making us go against each other. And if I don't journal, I'm just in that space where I am defensive. I just want to win the argument. I just prepare inside my head. I will be laying down or taking a walk, and I'm just thinking of dialogues that I'm having with this person, and I'm winning 100% of the time. And then when it comes to the actual implementation, 90% of the time, especially with my wife, I'm just losing. But when it comes to journaling, I'm just more relaxed, and it gives me the sort of step back breath for me to assess the situation for what it is. The third benefit is it strengthens memory and learning. You can test this at any point of your day or any day of the week. I usually do this when I meet new people at work. If they are at a table or I'm going to a conference or I have to sit with people that I have to introduce myself to, I will draw a table, just a circle if it is a circle, and if there are 3 people who are sitting on them, I will just write their name on the side of the table that they are sitting on. And just by writing the name itself, it just gives me a picture of the table and who was sitting in that table, and I will memorize their name way better than just trying to memorize their name after they say it. Now there's another technique of just making an association with their name, but for me, just getting a physical map of the space and where everyone sits just helped me memorize people's names better. And research even shows, and you can test this as a student, that students who take notes, tend to memorize things or tend to do better in exams. Now, there's a difference between taking notes while the professor is speaking and taking notes after he is finished with the point. Because if you are taking notes while they are speaking, then you sort of don't give your brain enough space and time to take notes on everything, and that sort of confuses you and you're not taking practical notes. The best way to take notes is you take notes after the point is made, or even sometimes after class, because it will help you get through or sort of revisit the information that you just learned. But I remember in college, while in biology class, I will take color-coded notes of body parts, plants names, and all the other organisms that we were studying, and that just helped me do so much better in exams in comparison to all the other classes that I took. I was a sociology major. Biology was just an elective that I took, and I had an A better than some statistics classes and other sociology classes, because sociology requires less memorization and more just understanding and theory and whatnot. The fourth benefit is it boosts your communication. If you have to give a speech or a presentation in class, if you literally just write everything that you're gonna say, and I know that's tedious. I mean, for me, even for these YouTube videos, I don't write my script. I literally have bullet points and I just go through them, because I'm just used to speaking in public with my job, and previously when I was younger, doing presentations at college and going to rallies and doing all the other stuff that required me to be in front of audience and speaking without notes. Because part of speaking is the accessibility of information that you have and how fast you are able to think and connect ideas and be able to say them. And that works best on paper. Once you start forcing yourself to put your ideas on paper, or the topics that you want to talk about, or the speech that you want to deliver on paper, then it gives you that sense of structure, the beginning, middle, and end. And when you're up there, even if you don't have notes, then you're just better equipped with the already previous experience of you sitting down and going through that painful process of writing it down, and it just solidifies it in your head. Part of my job at the office is to actually write speeches for my executive director, and I don't do it alone. I actually do it with her. And when we do it together, it gets us in a mode of understanding what the audience want from the speech and understanding what is the value that we are trying to bring. And once we write it all down, she would practice in front of me a few times, and then we'll go up and deliver the speech with like 5 to 6 points on an index card, no more. And almost every single time when she's delivering the speech, she is saying maybe 80 to 90% of exactly what we wrote, because she already went through the practice of writing it down. On stage, it's just a matter of revisiting what she already went through. The fifth benefit is it serves as a stress relief, and I cannot stress, pun intended, that journaling is literally a window for you to release all the emotions that you are struggling with. Now, I'm not saying it's a cure for depression. I don't know, but I have read in multiple research papers when I was in college, because I was also a psychology major, that there are journaling prompts that psychologists, therapists will use for people who experience depression, for them to help them relieve that feeling. Now, for me, I use journaling a lot when I'm in that state, and this happens to me maybe 2 or 3 times a year, where I just feel like I'm not doing anything with my life. I'm almost 30 years old and I haven't accomplished anything. I haven't published a book. I only published 1 story. And most of the time, if I don't climb out of that mental state, I will get stuck not doing anything, shooting videos or writing my stories or the novel that I'm working on, or doing anything else, and just procrastinate even my job. But once I start journaling, especially when I'm in that state of mind, I do gratitude journaling. Literally, I will list the things that I'm grateful for, and they're usually an endless list of things that I'm taking for granted. You know, the health of my daughter, the health of my family, my wife, the peaceful home that we live in. I don't have any legal cases against me. I don't have anybody coming after my life. I have more money than I need, and all the things that I can list here. And that helps me see the brighter side of my life and not get stuck on the thing that I haven't accomplished or did not have. So it really does relieve that stress from me. 6 is a generator of ideas. You can literally, it's like a well of ideas that you can just dig up anytime that you want for the things that you are trying to get ideas for. Whether it's titles for YouTube videos, stories that you want to write, businesses that you want to start, newsletters that you want to start writing, blogs, anything that you can think of. If you put your mind to it And if you challenge your mind on a paper, then it will give you ideas while you are writing. And the ideas that you get when you're actively writing in between those words are much clearer, much test-worthy than the ideas that you get while you are taking a walk. 7 is it helps you achieve your goals. If you're not writing your goals, then you do not have a reference to go back to in the middle of the year, a quarter into the year, what you set in the beginning of the year. And research shows that people who write down their goals in the beginning of the year are 42% more likely to achieve them in comparison to those who don't write them down. Because if you're not writing down your goals, then you don't have anything to go after. It's just revolving around your head, and sometimes it pings you while you are feeling depressed, or you haven't achieved anything in the middle of the year, or maybe toward the end of the year, but you don't have an image in your head of the things, of the list of things that you wanted to accomplish this year. Now, if you like this video and you're still not convinced about writing every day, then I will link the video here on why you don't enjoy writing anymore. I think you will enjoy it. It will benefit you much. And in the meantime, thank you for watching. Until next time.